Everything you said we already knew, more or less.
Well, here's something that you didn't know. 2 of those special atomic bombs haven't gone off.
All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Site Review Tuesday. I'm Robert with Zenfolio, and I want to say thank you for joining us on the live stream today. Hey, if this is your first time hanging out with us, make sure you say hi to us. Let us know where you're joining from in the chat. And sorry, there's some weird audio feedback going on. 1 second, you guys. There we go. Okay, hey, this is your first time hanging out with us. Let us know where you're joining from, though, in the chat. Let's see. So far, hanging out with us on YouTube, we've got Michael already throwing a number out on top of it today. Michael, thank you so much. We've got Doug, Carolyn Cummins, Lloyd Gray, Lynn, and Craigslist already hanging out with us on YouTube. On Zoom, we've got Bella, Brandy, Eduardo, Jacob, and Linda. So, hey guys, thanks for jumping on here and hanging out with us. If this is your first time hanging out with us on Site Review Tuesday, I'm going to let you know how it works. We're going to review 3 websites today. Each website's going to get 15 minutes per review. The third site that's going to be reviewed will come from one of you guys who are hanging out with us either on Zoom or on YouTube. So if you haven't submitted your site for review yet, or maybe you have, but your site just hasn't been reviewed yet, make sure that you go ahead and get that site submitted. If you're hanging out on YouTube, the submission link should be below the video in the description. If you're on YouTube, Katie's going to throw that link out for you in the, or not YouTube, I'm sorry. If you're on Zoom, Katie's going to throw that link out for you in the chat right now. That way you guys can submit your site. We'll go ahead and get into the announcements. Well, as I've said actually already, Katie is hanging out with us today, so make sure that you guys show her some love. Sorry, I got like way over caffeinated today and I'm way ahead of myself. So make sure that you show Katie some love. She does an awesome job hanging out with me every single Tuesday, taking care of you guys in chat, helping me pronounce things correctly, making sure that I stay on track. So make sure you guys show her some love. I really appreciate her hanging out with us. This week for announcements, Thursday on Zenfolio Live, we're going to be talking about post-shoot workflow. And I think we're also going to talk about client proofing as well. So we're going to talk about things like backing up your images, naming conventions, client proofing, keywording, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you check that out. That's going to be this Thursday on Zenfolio Live. If you missed last Thursday's Zenfolio Live, it was pretty amazing. We had the head of customer success join us and talk about in-person sales and about transitioning your in-person sales to a virtual experience. We also put out a tutorial last Friday called creating a custom client mockup to scale in Photoshop. So if you are looking for a way that you can take your in-person sales experience and maybe transition that to be a virtual contactless experience, definitely check out that live stream. It's live on our YouTube. And then check out that video if you need some help creating custom mockups for your clients. Not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, October 7th, we're going to do the very first Wide Angle Wednesday. Now, that's going to happen on Zoom and on Facebook. It's going to be a photographer roundtable kind of Q&A discussion. We're going to have some pretty cool people on: Jeff Cable, Laura Greer, Evan Chung, to name a few. We're going to be asking questions. They're going to be taking questions from the chat. So make sure that you guys put that in your calendar. Or if you would like to register so you can get the Zoom link and so you can get an email reminder, you can do that. If you're on YouTube, that register link is going to be in the description below the video. And if you're hanging out with us on Zoom, Katie's going to throw that link for you guys in the Zoom chat as well. Also, don't forget to check out that page, the community events page, zenfolio.com/community/events. That is where you can go and see all of the upcoming live streams, the upcoming group trainings that we offer. There is quite a bit, so you'd be pretty amazed. Make sure that you go check that out. And then lastly, we are continuing to encourage you guys to share your photos to Facebook and Instagram and social media. Let's use our photos to brighten up social media feeds because they could really use it right now. And when you're doing that, use that hashtag Zenfolio Photographers for a chance for your image to be featured either on our intros or on one of our social media channels. Okay. Normally I have to ask for a number, but I already saw Michael B was on top of it out on YouTube chat. So Zoom, the next number is going to come from you guys, but we're going to go ahead and grab number website 75 and we'll get started here on Site Review Tuesday. So let me get website 75 pulled up and we will get that review going. So let me get that website really quick here. You just get it pulled up and I will open that in a new tab here. Let's see. All right, well, I'll just open it like this. There we go. I'll just open it like this and get it pulled over and sized up, and we will get that review going for you guys. Okay, so let me make sure it's sized in here so you guys can see it okay. There we go. All right, we're going to get this review started. Let me copy that URL. I will throw it out to you guys in Zoom chat, and I'm going to throw it out to you guys on YouTube as well. Let me get that for you guys. And we'll go ahead and get 15 minutes up on the clock and get this review started. All right, so just starting out here on the homepage, the first thing that I'm noticing right away is that on some of your images, we are losing your site menu up here. So one thing that you might want to think about is, and this is imphotoart.com, one thing you might want to think about up here is thinking about taking these images. And if you're going to continue to use this layout, think about taking your images and maybe doing a gradient up at the top here, or you can actually turn a gradient on Zenfolio, which it looks like you do have it on. But in some of these images, those site menu items do get kind of lost. So definitely something to think about. Maybe what you might want to think about is showing your header menu rather than your homepage menu. That header menu is actually going to show your header and push your images down so that that menu actually floats above the images and not hovers over it, make it a little bit easier. Also, it looks like you have your logo here. Again, it's kind of the same feedback. Sometimes the logo gets a little lost in the images. Other than that, really cool, really beautiful images, really cool stuff. Your welcome message is right here as well. And you have a lot of information here. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at your photography. We're just going to kind of follow this site menu down. Now, one of the things I do love is that right out the gate, we know your name, we know the type of photographer you are and where you are located. Again, some of this text is getting a little lost over these images. So I would definitely think about, can you structure this homepage a little bit differently just so that this text doesn't get so lost? Maybe a sidebar menu would work really nice for you. One thing that I am noticing is it looks like the images were pretty well selected for this layout. I'm not seeing any kind of cropping, or it doesn't look like any of them are blown out and really pixelated at all. So it looks like you've done a good job strategically picking these images for your homepage slideshow. Again, this information is just kind of getting lost. Maybe think about transitioning to a sidebar menu over here where your welcome message and stuff would show up over here. All right, let's take a look at your photography. So it looks like you're utilizing drop downs pretty well. Bonus points for that. I'm noticing 1, 2, 3, 4 drop downs, which is nice because it lets you put a lot of direct site menu links up here. And it makes that navigation much more streamlined for your visitors. So if we're landing on this page and we're going to look at your photography, it's really easy for us to navigate between these different elements on here. All right, so let's go click on landscapes and just take a look really quick. All right. So looking at landscapes, it looks like I feel like we've went to a different site. Um, so to kind of go and to be fair, the homepage just had the full screen image, so we haven't really seen any colors or anything like that yet. But the site menu is a little hard to read up here. We're kind of using this black tool, this black bar with not a bright white font. So you might want to think about these colors, maybe customizing this just a little bit, maybe making this font a little larger, easier to read, maybe just making it a bright white instead of kind of a subdued white. It's just these are a little hard to read, but let's take a look here. So we have landscapes, landscape and nature photographs from around the world. Iceland has been my favorite place to photograph, and photograph landscapes to date. Please message me for pricing and printing options. So I love that you're using the welcome message. Really nice setup right here. I definitely think that you could put some more information in here. I do love that you have Iceland in here, but when it says please message for pricing and printing options, a couple of things that you could do. One, this could be a hot link to where I actually click here to go to your messages and message you. Also, can you tell us a little bit about the types of products that are available? If we're not going to have them available where I can click on them and purchase them directly here, can you give us a little bit of an idea of what products you have available? Maybe you have canvas and metal prints, for different various wall applications or something like that. Just include a little bit of information in here about that. Also thinking about the title up here, your title is for your gallery is landscapes. You can definitely add more information to this title than just the word landscapes. Fine art, landscape photography from around the world, landscape photography from Iceland, something like that. Just a little bit more text here to make this a little bit more SEO friendly. Definitely something to think about up here. Beautiful, beautiful images though. Look at this, you guys. Let's just kind of take a quick trip really quick. Just browsing these images, just absolutely beautiful. Just keep going down here, just taking a look. You have all of these titles here. Really nice that these titles are here. That's going to be helpful as well. And then, oh, wow. Do you guys see that? That was pretty impressive. So just to kind of show you, and I close it out, so it's probably not going to pop back up. It looks like you have gone into the custom coding section of your footer and figured out how to get that little pop-up or slide out to function in here. So Zenfolio doesn't have any kind of built-in options for you guys to have those, but our footer and our header as well do offer sections for custom coding where you can actually go in and embed things like that little pop-out that you just saw. Now, one thing to keep in mind, while we do offer a place where you can embed custom code and put things like that in there, we cannot offer any technical support on that custom code. So if it doesn't work, chances are we're probably just going to be like, hey, unfortunately, this is custom code. We've done the best we could to figure out what's going on, but you're just going to have to remove it or just use it as it's working because we can't offer any technical support to that. Now, again, these are some absolutely beautiful photos. I did notice down here you have categories and keywords, and it looks like you actually have some information in here. You could definitely add some more, but the good thing is that you have it here, you have it showing. So nice job here on that. Let's go back up here and just take a quick look. So you have this really nice and clean up here as well. You have just the share button and the slideshow button. We're not seeing like the visit the guest book option or anything like that. So really nicely done. I really like the way that this is set up as far as how clean it is. A couple of things I would like to see. I would love to see a logo up here. I would love to see this a little bit easier to read, but I think that this setup is really nicely done. Let's click on an image really quick just to see where this is going after we click on it. All right, so this is loading to a photos page and your menu is showing. It looks like you have customized that menu to only show the options that you want to show. So nice job here on this. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. All right, let's go ahead and check out another portfolio really quick. We're going to go to your wildlife next, and we'll take a look at that. All right, it's photographs of birds and animals. If you like coloring books, check out my Being a Butterfly coloring book on Amazon. Please message me for pricing and printing options. Okay, so far, I'm going to give you a thumbs up. This is super consistent, really nicely set up. As we're going from portfolio to portfolio, I don't feel like I'm going to a different site. Now, from the homepage to this, the transition was a little strange, but other than that, as we're going through these site menu items, everything is looking the same. So nice job there. Let's go back to that wildlife really quick and let's just take a look. Photographs of birds and animals. If you like coloring books, check it. Okay, so I love the fact that you're using the caption. I would definitely just think about what other information could you add in here. What could you say about the types of art that you have available, as I mentioned on the previous page, right? Also thinking about that title as well, but you really have this nice and cleaned up. There's not a lot of extra options. Some absolutely gorgeous photos though, you guys. Just check these photos out. Absolutely beautiful photos. Beautiful, beautiful photos. I also love that you have your kind of watermark set up in here. I'm not sure if I think that's not the watermark. It looks like that might be something you actually have on your images before you uploaded, because I see it kind of alternating spaces on these images. So that tells me that it was probably put in here by you on Photoshop before you uploaded the images. Let's check out your categories and keywords. Again, nice job using that. Love that you're using that. Really good, really, really nice start. All right, let's go check out your cityscapes really quick, and then we'll move on to some more of your site as well. So far, everything's looking consistent. Looks like I'm going to have the same feedback that I had before on this page. Beautiful, beautiful photos. Just absolutely beautiful photos. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous photos. All right, let's go check out your photo art. Surreal landscapes created in Photoshop. I think these images would look great as a metal aluminum print. Please message me for pricing and printing options. Okay, so it looks like these are where you've kind of done some photo manipulation, created some alien planetscapes, for lack of a better word. Very cool, very creative. Really, really cool. Again, I love that you're using the caption. I would definitely think about more information in here, right? What are for people who would purchase this type of art, what kind of things are they searching for? What kind of information can you put in here to help them discover this page, to help them discover your site, help them to get connected to you? Also, do you do custom pieces? Are you for commission? Can you be hired? Some of that information in these captions as well would be super helpful. Like, are you taking commissions? Are you open for working on collaborative work? That kind of information right here would be nice as well. Also, maybe a link in there as well. Let's check out another photo art page really quick. Let's go to your fantasy and check that one out. Digital creations, please message me for pricing. Okay, very cool. Very, very neat. Very cool. All right, so I love that you have everything consistent as we're going from page to page. The color is staying the same. The kind of the setup is the same. So my feedback is really going to be the same for all of these portfolios that we've looked at so far. I would love to see some more information up here, more information in the titles. I love the fact that you're doing keywords and categorizing. Definitely can add some more in here as well. So definitely some things that you can think about there. Also, making these thumbnails a little bit larger. You could definitely do that as well, making them have a little bit more real estate. On pages like this where there's fewer photos, at least you could definitely make these larger. Let's go to your shop and take a look. Okay, so this is a custom page. Nice job on the custom page. It says more than just coloring books. These books are fun, educational tools for young nature lovers that introduce children to the wonderful world of nature. They are available on Amazon for $7.99. Stay tuned. Click here to take your. Okay, so nicely done. You've got a really cool custom page here set up. One thing that might be cool is if you could have a preview of that coloring book here, maybe just a quick preview or something like that. But really cool. I'm going to just click this link really quick and see how you have that set up. Okay, nice. So you have that set up to function just like it should, which is why I checked this, because I wanted to make sure that when I clicked on that, that was going to open up in a new tab and I didn't lose your navigation. So nice job on that custom page setting this all up. Let's go check out your greeting cards. All right, so make someone's day with these cards. Okay, so this looks like a gallery. Let's click on it. Is this available for purchase? Okay, it is over here. So nice. You have this set up with the Zenfolio shop. Nicely done. A couple of things to think about here. Maybe thinking about the wording here. Custom cards. Are you offering custom edits of these? Maybe putting in some text or something like that. Also, you don't have categories and keywords on this gallery. So again, that's going to be something that can help you. Maybe put in, categories and keywords for custom photo greeting cards, nature photo greeting cards, lizard greeting cards featuring lizards, different things like that, all kinds of information that you can put here, as well as thinking about that gallery title. All right, let's go check out your about page. Oh, nice. So you have a story and a press kit. So let's check this out. Oh my gosh, Katie, somebody has an about video. Awesome. Let's check this about video out. Okay, we've only got like a minute 49 seconds left in the review. So hey guys, somebody in Zoom throw out a number between 200 and 312. That's going to determine the next site that we review. So somebody on Zoom, the number 200 to 312. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video and keep moving. Very, very cool. Very cool on here. Photographer. Oh, and you have a YouTube channel as well. Very cool. Very cool. Definitely, you could link to that YouTube channel in your site menu up here as well. Something nice that you can do up there. But I love that you have this. You've got some nice information in here. Very, very cool. All right, let's go check out your blog really quick. And I'm going to check out that press kit as well. Okay. So when I clicked on the blog, it does look like I'm going to a different website. Now I know this is your website, but you want to check the theme on your blog page. Make sure that that theme is matching up with the theme on the rest of your site. So when we do that, it doesn't feel like we went to a completely different page. Although I have to say, I do like this site menu much better. It's much easier to read. Definitely something to think about. But if you want to keep the dark theme, just think about fixing up that site menu to make it a little bit easier to read. Let's see what this press kit is really quick. Nice. So this is a PDF. It looks like you've uploaded a PDF with something that people can download as far as a PDF press kit. Very cool use of that. Nicely done and set up correctly too. And if you guys notice, that opened in a new tab just like it should. Okay. So overall, beautiful images, very beautiful. I think the biggest thing for me is thinking about that homepage, thinking about the way that transitions to the rest of your site. It looks a little different. Thinking about how can you make these words not get so lost in some of the images. And then also thinking about how can you update that header to make sure that the text is not getting hidden or not so hard to read on that black header where it's so dark up here. But beautiful, beautiful photos. Thank you so much. I believe is it Ina? I'm probably going to say it wrong, but thank you so much for submitting your site for review. Hopefully I gave you some helpful tips and ideas. All right, let's go ahead and see what the next site is. All right, Belinda on Zoom, she got the number, she threw out the number 200. So let me go and grab site 200 really quick. And guys, if you're wondering where these site numbers are, whenever you submit your site to be reviewed, it gets assigned a random number. And then when it's been reviewed, that number goes to somebody else. And so these numbers are randomly assigned. You can't see the number of your site. I just ask for numbers so that we can pull random sites up for review. All right, if you're hanging out with us live and you haven't had your site reviewed yet, make sure that you get your site submitted, because after I review this website, we're going to take a quick break. Katie's going to jump on and say hi to you guys, and then we'll come back and review a live chat members audience's site. So if you haven't got it reviewed yet or submitted yet, now is the time to do that. And I'm looking for site 200, which looks like it's going to be this site right here, Dream Photography DFW. So let me get this put up over here. I'm going to copy that link really quick. I'll throw that out to you guys in chat on Zoom, and I'll throw it out to you guys on chat in YouTube so you guys have it. And we'll go ahead and get that review going. So let me get 15 minutes up on the clock and we'll get started here. All right, so this is Dream Photography DFW. So let's just take a look really quick. Absolutely beautiful images. Also, if you guys notice right here, we have the book a session button down here matching the header up here. So nice job on that. This is a lot of real estate being taken up by your header though. I would definitely think about, can you crop into this logo a little bit and get this header space a little bit condensed, because that is a lot of real estate for your header to be, for your logo to take up space here. So one of the things you can do is pull that logo up in Photoshop, go ahead and crop in as tight as possible to it, and then export it as a transparent PNG file. And then make sure that you are setting your header to the height that you want. If you're not sure how to do that, there is a video on our YouTube channel. It's a past live stream where we talk all about logos, sizing, and all of that stuff. So definitely something that you want to check out. All right, so you're using a grid homepage. Very cool. Let's kind of go over here. One of the things that I definitely would think about is, for your homepage grid, can you maybe set it up to where this isn't showing when we hover over the images? Also, these images here on the homepage, I do notice that you have a watermark on here. What do you guys think in chat about watermarks on the images on the homepage? I understand why they're there. I understand why we like to watermark our photos as photographers, but how do we feel about them showing on this homepage, the first page that people are seeing? Is it a big issue or not? Let me know what you guys think in chat. Okay, let's go ahead and check out and one of the things I do want to check out before following this site menu is, are these images clickable? And if they are, where do they go? So let's take a look. All right, so that looks like it's going right into the image in the gallery, and then I can buy this image of this person that I don't know. So one of the things to think about with this style of a homepage is you can actually use these images to represent different types of photography that you do. So you could show a group on your homepage grid right here, and this could be the thumbnail image for these different galleries. And then when I click on that image, it can actually take me into the gallery for quinceañeras or for family photos or weddings, rather than taking me to the image. So you can definitely set it up that way to work as well. I believe there's a video on our YouTube channel for setting it up that way. I just can't remember what the video is called, because I think I did it a couple of years ago. So definitely something to think about. Okay, let's go ahead and follow your portfolio. So nice use of a drop down here. We have all the different types of photography that you do. So let's check out your bridal portraits. All right, and that looks like it's opening up to a new tab. And I'm a little confused because I clicked on bridal portraits and it looks like we're kind of seeing maybe your grid for, or your group for your portfolio. So it looks like I have to click on bridal portraits. That opened up a new tab, and then I have to click here for bridal portraits. So I think there might be a little confusion on how this is set up. So just again, to kind of show you how this is currently working, I'm clicking here or hovering here, going to bridal portraits. That's opening up a new tab. That tab is going to your portfolio group. And then I have to click on bridal portraits here to actually get in and see the portfolio of bridal portraits. All right. And so I think the way that you meant for this to work is that when I hover over this, click on bridal portraits, I'm immediately taken into this bridal portraits gallery without having to click here again. So it looks like you have that drop down menu set up to link to the group instead of directly to the gallery. And so you might want to go back and check that out. Also, there is not really a reason for this to open up into a new tab like it is. So as you notice, it's opening up in a new tab, and that new tab, and let's just see how many more of these do that. Oh yeah. And it looks like we're going to the same page. So let me just show you something. With this current setup, if a visitor is browsing your site and they're looking at your different portfolios, let me just show you the experience that they're going to have. Bridal portraits. Okay, I wanted to go to bridal portraits. Okay, did I click the wrong one? Maybe I clicked the wrong one. Oh, back on the same page. So hopefully eventually they do figure out that they need to just hover over this and click on this image, although it's not quite obvious. Now, the other thing is then when they go back up here, guess what's going to happen? Quinceañeras. Looks like I'm going back to that same thing. Engagements. Maternity. Family portraits. So I'm not going to keep doing these, but it looks like actually, I've only got a couple more. Let's just make sure that they're all doing that. So this is why I talk about setting up your site menu, because this is the first experience that a visitor is having interacting with your website right here. And so far, I have not got in to see a single portfolio that I wanted to look at. I've just resulted in a bunch of new tabs all landing on the same place, which was not the place that I even wanted to go to. So think about that experience for somebody who has no idea how to navigate your site at all, and how confusing this can be for a visitor who has no idea what they're doing, ending up with all of these new tabs open, and not a single one of them went to where we wanted them to go. Now, the other thing that I am going to mention as well is when I clicked on that, it also opened and it looks like this page is using a completely different theme. So you definitely want to check your theme. But I believe the way that you wanted to set this up to work is when I click on this, it goes to that bridal portraits. Okay. So actually what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to just jump into my Zenfolio account, because I want to make sure that you see how to set this up, because this is super important that you see how to do. Okay. So whenever you're creating a drop-down menu, all right, like that. And I'm just going to say add new. We'll say add new, and I'll just say this is portfolio. And I'm going to say show a drop down menu and hit update. And then I'm just going to move this up where I want it to be. Okay. I'm going to hover over that and hit plus. And let's just say I'm doing weddings. All right. So I'm creating my drop down for weddings. This is the part where you're getting hung up on. Okay, when you link the target to a group, gallery, or collection, all of yours were linked to your portfolio group. So right here at this level, it was linked to that. And then you also had it set to open up in a new tab. What you need to do is you need to, first of all, uncheck that open in a new tab, go back to your target links right here, hit select, expand that portfolio group, and then pick the specific gallery that link is supposed to take somebody to. Okay, so super important that you do that and make sure that you link it directly to the gallery and not to the group. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a site menu item and a drop down that goes to the same exact page every single time, and it's not the page that people are wanting to click to. Okay, so now whenever we reload this and I hover over that, click on weddings, that's going to take me directly to whatever gallery it was that I linked to instead of that groups folder, which for some reason I linked to headshots of men. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that I kind of showed you how to do that, because that is a big issue right there, because this is the first site menu that you have. This is what your visitors, your potential clients are interacting with, right? So think about people landing on your page, never interacted with you before. This is their first experience and they can't even get to see the photos that they want to look at. Okay, that's why I'm spending so much time on this, because that is super, super important. Okay. Okay, let's go and does client galleries actually go into client galleries? Let's take a quick look really quick. All right, so this is client galleries. All right, I am not going to click into the client galleries. You have some absolutely beautiful photos though, just absolutely gorgeous photos. Just beautiful, beautiful photos. So I'm not going to click in the client galleries. Do you really want client galleries to show on here? Are you going to have some situations where client galleries need to be password protected? Definitely things to think about there. I personally never link to my client galleries on my website. I always use the email invite and send them a direct link, just because most clients usually want their galleries protected with passwords. And so I just like keeping that kind of hidden from the general public. Okay, let's go check out your pricing page really quick. So package pricing. All right, and again, this is opening up in a new tab, and it's as long as it stays within Zenfolio and you don't lose that Zenfolio navigation, you definitely do not need to have this open up in a new tab. It's only when people are leaving your Zenfolio account and losing that navigation that you want to have that open up in a new tab. That way they can just kind of click back, because having things open up in a new tab when it's not necessary is slightly annoying, especially when you end up with a bunch of tabs that you didn't want that don't really make a lot of sense to you, and you're just trying to get back to the page where you started from. All right, so something to think about there. This is a really cool page, though. Lots of good information. You talk about your bridal portraits, your wedding proposal, all kinds of good stuff here. Now, I did notice that on your homepage, you were using the Book Me button. You can also set that Book a Session button to show on this page as well. So when they're here looking at your package pricing, they would see the Book a Session, so that when they were looking here, they could just go right down there and click that Book a Session button and go right to where they can book you, rather than having to leave this page to then go find that Book a Session button. So you can definitely have it set to show on here as well. All right, let's go check out the Contact Us page really quick. All right, so this is the built-in contact page, perfectly fine to use, super easy to have set up. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything extra. All of this information is kind of auto-populated from what you put into your account. Let's go meet your photographer really quick. And again, this looks like a custom page. Nice having a photo of yourself here. I think that's super important. You talk about where you're from, that you live in Dallas. Oh, this is really nice. This is a really nicely written about message. It really gives a lot of information that lets people connect. You talk about how you love the country culture, where you went to become a photographer, how you love shooting, capturing special moments. Very nice. So this is a really nicely done custom page. I always advocate for about videos. I think it's a nice way to let your personality come across, but I do love that you have some kind of personal details in here to really let people get a sense of who you are as a person, now that they've kind of got a sense of who you are as a photographer. Now, what I want to do really quick is I want to go back and actually look into some of your portfolios. So we're going to go to that portfolio page and take a look. Okay, so some feedback for you here. Definitely thinking about the title up here, right? Adding more information than just bridal portraits. Remember, your portfolio galleries are public pages that can be indexed by search engines. So any text information that's on there is searchable and can help or hurt your SEO. So you could call this something like Dallas Fort Worth bridal photography portfolio, bridal portraits portfolio, just a little bit of extra information there. Also adding that information to the caption as well. A couple of things to think about here. Is there a reason for select photos and buy to be on your bridal portraits portfolio? Are people going to buy these images if they're not of their bride, or if they're not of them, or if it's not their wife? Are other people actually going to buy these images? Not sure. But just something to think about here. Also, thinking about these titles, a lot of these titles for these images look like your just your file names, which I definitely recommend using your file names for your client galleries, because it makes it easy if you have to reference a particular photo, or if your clients need to reference a particular photo. Using the file names makes that really easy to do that reference. However, for your portfolio, that file name or that title actually can help your SEO. So thinking about retitling it, something like bride setting on porch outdoors in front of courthouse, bride looking in mirror, bride with bouquet, bridal portrait in Victorian home, different things like that. To think about adding to your image titles here, just to make them a little bit more SEO friendly. Let's go down to the bottom. Also, your categories and keywords would be nice to see those down here. That's just going to help draw more traffic to your site. So if you've categorized and keyworded these photos, again, it's not helping because it's not visible down here. All right. Okay. Let's go check out one more portfolio. And so I have to go back here, and I have to then click on it. And let's see, which one do we want to check out here? Let's go check out your seniors really quick. We've got like 48 seconds left. So let's go check that out. Again, same feedback, definitely adding some more information in here. All right. I would definitely consider cherry picking these for your portfolio. It looks like there's about 2 different shoots in here. So I think going through and picking out the best couple of images from here and only having about 10 to 15 images is perfectly fine. Also, let's think about this grid, right? Right now it's this kind of square grid. And if you're thinking about the square grid, that's fine. Just keep in mind it does crop your images off and sometimes not very, very well. Now it doesn't actually physically crop your images, but the display image can be cropped from that. So you can switch this over to a different grid. All right. Thank you so much, Noel, for submitting your site for review. Hopefully, I gave you some helpful hints, some pointers, some tips, some ideas, some different things that you can do. I am going to have Katie come on and talk to you guys for a minute. I'm going to take a quick break. If you haven't submitted your site yet, you still have a few minutes or about a minute left to do that. So make sure you get your site submitted in that link. And when we come back, I'll be reviewing our live chat audience. But here is Katie to say hi to you guys. I'm going to hop off and grab a sip of tea.
Hey everyone on Zoom and on YouTube. It's so nice to have you here joining us for yet another Site Review Tuesday. I'm Katie. I am your helpful moderator, helping out behind the scenes. And also, I am with Zenfolio's customer support team. So if any of the information that we chat about in Site Review Tuesday is something that you'd like help with your own site, you can reach out to us while logged into your account or just by emailing support@zenfolio.com. So I hope that you'll reach out if you need help with anything. And of course, if you guys have questions along the way, please put them in the chat. I'm happy to help you with your questions. So thanks for joining me and Robert again today for Site Review Tuesday to learn more about the tools that you have available to optimize your site. So if you've been catching our broadcast, whether it's Site Review Tuesday or Zenfolio Live on Thursdays, you know that we sometimes do giveaways. So for those of you who are existing Zenfolio users, I have a question for you. In Zoom and YouTube chat, $25 for each environment, okay? I wanna know, what is your favorite location you've ever shot? Third person to answer me in chat, that's number 3. Third person in Zoom and YouTube will get $25 added to your account balance. So let me know your favorite location you've ever shot. I wanna know, I'm really curious. And the more detail, the better. Yes, I'm so excited to read all of these amazing places. Thank you, you guys. Also, if you find this helpful, we really love hearing from you. It really warms our hearts to get your reviews. You can review Zenfolio on Facebook and Google. And please also just show Robert some love by clicking the like button if you're on our YouTube broadcast. Like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We love hearing from you guys, and thank you for joining us yet again. Back to Robert.
All right, Katie, what is your favorite place that you've ever shot? Just curious.
My favorite place I've ever shot was probably the Bone Church in the Czech Republic. There's a Jan Schwankmeyer film called The Ossuary that is about the Bone Church. It was just the craziest space I've ever been in. I really, all the shots turned out too dark, but it was my favorite place I ever went to try to get a photograph.
Wow. Some really cool answers in here. Doug Gabbard said hidden locations at the Grand Canyon. I'm gonna have to hit Doug up and see what those hidden locations are.
It sounds amazing.
Right? Sad to say I've never actually got to venture out to the Grand Canyon. That's pretty sad. Carolyn said Artist Point at Mount Baker, Washington. Michael B said at Black Hawk, Colorado, Pickle Gulch. I went up for an engagement photos at 10,000 feet in elevation. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Brenda said South Africa for sure. Beautiful country, animals, and people. In Zoom, we've got Pikes Peak, a local dam here in Ann Arbor from Carlos. Teos, I'm not sure what that is. The Teos Balloons and the Saudi Rivaya. My favorite place, I guess I can say it. My favorite place was there is a there was, and here she is helping me pronounce things again, so I probably pronounced it totally wrong. But my favorite place is there was a theme park in Florida called Splendid China. It no longer exists. It has been bulldozed quite a few years ago, but I did make my way into there for a couple of hours and got to photograph some of those places. So maybe I'll see if I can dig those up and share those with you guys on a Zenfolio Live episode. But thank you guys for participating. Lots of cool locations. I'm going to have to now get in there and kind of go check out. Lynn said the Empire State Building Observatory, 102nd floor, looking multiple views of Manhattan skyline. Wow. That's probably, I bet that was amazing. All right, it's time for our live chat audience review. The random site that was picked today is Carlos Perez photography. Let me get his site pulled up over here really quick. 1 second, let me get it pulled up. Let's get it. Here we go. And we will go ahead, and I think Carlos is even hanging out with us today. Nice. Sometimes people submit their site and then they split on us. Carlos is hanging out. So, all right. So we're going to get 15 minutes up on the clock. Let me copy this link and get that to you guys in chat really quick. Let's see. Here we go. This is for you guys in Zoom. And this is for you guys out on YouTube. We'll get 15 minutes up on the clock and we'll get this review started. All right, here we are on, it's Carlos Perez photography. So we're just going to start this up here. Really cool logo. I love how you're using this layout. Nice separation between the logo and the site menu. Also looks like you've got some, you're utilizing the drop down here. Nice job on that. You've got client galleries, about me, booking, contact, and blog. So we're going to check those out. Some really beautiful images so far. So let's just kind of take a peek at these. Oh, love that. That was super awesome. Well, I'm totally a sucker for vintage stuff. Love that classy look. Let's keep going here. All right. Nice. Also looks like your PPA membership. Nice job getting that logo down here. And let me get my timer out of the way here so we can actually read what this says. Located in Ann Arbor, Michigan area, we offer a variety of professional portrait sessions in the larger Detroit area, including it's communities, portrait sessions. Okay, nice having that information right here on the front page right here. So right away, we know the type of photography that you do, the location that you're in. So nice job there. Big bonus points there. Let's go check out your portfolio. Senior portraits. All right, so we've got senior portraits. Look at that. That is amazing. That is the gallery title right there, I believe. Let's make sure you're not hiding. There we go. That is the gallery title. Nice gallery title. This is what I'm talking about. Whenever I talk about adding more information in the gallery titles, especially for your portfolio galleries, this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. So great job there, Carlos. Also, you can definitely utilize that gallery caption. On the portfolio, some of the things to think about for your gallery captions are there specific locations that you enjoy shooting in? Are there specific parks, different places like that, different well-known landmarks that you can mention in there? So if people are doing a search for like, I don't know, senior portraits downtown Raleigh, senior portraits Hay Street, Fayetteville, something like that, you can definitely get those text in there to kind of help with your search results. Obviously, I was mentioning things in North Carolina, but definitely stuff that you could put in here. Also, as well, guys, something that you can think about for your gallery caption is right now contactlessness. Is that a word? If it's not a word, it should be a word. Contactlessness is something that lots of people are concerned about, especially when it comes to senior portraits, family portraits. They want to know about the safety of that. What precautions are you taking? And so definitely that's some information that you could include in your caption. You can maybe even dedicate a custom page to that for that kind of thing, letting people know, if they're searching for COVID-19 safe photographers or COVID-19 safe family portrait session or something like that, you have that information in there so that you are telling your clients, hey, look, I know these are the kinds of things that you're concerned about. So I'm answering these questions before you have to ask me. And also that information is going to help for search as well. So things to think about there. Beautiful images though. Really love the way that this is set up. I think this is just the right amount of images. It's not a whole bunch. It's not overwhelming, but it definitely gives a sense of the style of photographer that you are, the quality of work that you're producing. Also down here, we have keywords and categories. Nicely done, really nicely set up. A couple of things maybe to think about are these little overlays here. Is there a reason for favorites to be on your portfolio gallery? If so, that's perfectly fine. I've definitely had people tell me, hey, I have favorites on because sometimes my clients really like this specific pose. I just hit my microphone. This specific pose or this specific background, and they want to be able to remember it. Now, the one issue that I have with having your favorites option on portfolio galleries is that the second that somebody clicks that, they get this little prompt right here, and that could be a little early for that kind of prompt of like, oh, whoa, wait a second. I'm not ready to create a client account yet. I was just looking at these images. So something to think about there. Is that going to kind of throw up a red flag or kind of scare somebody? Something to think about on the portfolio galleries. Also, is there a reason to have the select photos button, the buy button, and all this stuff on for a portfolio gallery? If so, that's perfectly fine. As long as it is intended and intentional, it's perfectly fine. If it was just one of those things where these are like the defaults and I didn't really think about going back and changing it, definitely something to consider thinking about going back and kind of eliminating that information. Let's go check out your social events. Let me get my timer back up or I'll forget how much time I have left. Okay, really cool. Love this. Again, same kind of feedback, thinking about the caption. What kind of information can you add here in the caption? But love that you have this set up. This is all really nice. I love the fact that it's so consistent as well. Now on this one, as you'll notice, we are losing that little hover. So on the previous portfolio, when I hovered over the image, we had that little bar down here at the bottom with the Facebook and all of that stuff. On this one, it's a little bit cleaner, which I actually prefer because we have the share button already set up here. So definitely something that I like. I like this setup because it's a lot more clean for the images. It's more focused on the images. Beautiful photos though. Absolutely beautiful photos. Let's keep going here. Let's check out your portraiture. Very nice. Very cool. All right. Very cool. Everything is super consistent. Again, just everything is really consistent. Definitely thinking about the caption up here. Lots of good information that you can put in there. Also, you can use that caption and put links in it. So if you want to encourage somebody to reach out and contact you, something like, hey, are you considering having a portrait session? Click here to contact me. I know you have the contact button right up here. That seems super obvious. But when you put that call to action in your caption, it's right here in their face as they're kind of reading it. And then maybe just increasing the chances of them clicking that to actually reach out and contact you. So something to think about there. Let's just take a look at your nature images. All right. So beautiful photos. Now, curious as to why these photos are not for sale. Absolutely beautiful photos. You could definitely have, these for purchase with some canvas prints or metal prints or something like that through Zenfolio. But some beautiful images. Nicely having them categorized and keyworded. Really nicely done. Let's check out travel. All right, look at these beautiful, beautiful photos. Look at that. That is just beautiful. Nice, very nice work, Carlos. Very, very nice work. All right, let's go take a look at your blog. All right. So can't see. Oh, we can see. Okay, so let's see right here. 2000 recent post 2019. So this is the archive. Let's go up here and let's just take a look really quick. All right, so this is November 24th, 2019. So it looks like the last time you did a blog post was almost a year ago. I would definitely consider doing a couple of things. Either hiding the blog post date in here. You can hide that so somebody doesn't click on here and say, they haven't done a blog post since November 24th, 2019. What have they been up to lately? That they haven't done a blog post in almost a year, but definitely something to think about. You can hide that in here. Now, blog post ideas, What do you guys have? I know that you guys on Zoom and YouTube, what ideas, you guys throw some ideas in the chat. What are some blog posts that we could do during COVID if we're not able to actually get out and do work? I've seen some people do photography tutorials. Jeff Cable's been doing a lot of photography tutorials on his YouTube channel, different things like that. I've seen people go back and re-edit old work, breaking up their blog posts, thinking about past trips, maybe talking about what they're planning, talking about different things. So there's lots of different things that you can do if you need ideas for COVID. The thing is, you definitely want, especially during COVID, when there's not a lot going on, it's definitely really helpful to go ahead and keep those blog posts coming out, because that is kind of the lifeblood of your website. That shows people that you are still active, that you're still relevant, that you're still busy, that you're still out there working. It doesn't have to be a big elaborate blog post. A couple of images with a paragraph or two of text just talking about, hey, I did this week, or I'm learning about this, or I'm considering doing some more shoots like this. This is from a previous session, just something like that, just to keep this content relevant. Maybe try to get something out there like once a week or something like that, is probably what I would recommend. Usually what they recommend is at minimum once a week. I would say at the very minimum, try to at least do something once a month on your blog if you can. But lots of beautiful photos, really cool stuff. Let's go back and check out a couple more of those blog posts. Let's see. So looks like you do a lot of these kinds of events right here. Nice. So this is really cool. Let's go check out your client galleries. All right, so some of these are password protected, some of them are not. Very cool. What do you guys think about this in on YouTube chat and on Zoom? What do you guys think about linking to client galleries on your site menu? I usually prefer it to be a direct email, but I definitely see a benefit to doing it as long as you make sure that you have it set up. Make sure that you have it set up the way that you want it to be, so that people aren't getting in here and accessing things that the client wants to keep private. Definitely, if you do any kind of sensitive subject matter like kids or boudoir photography, you definitely need to make sure that those galleries have some password protection on them. Think about your clients' protection and privacy. It should be your top priority when it comes to that. But definitely something to think about. I see the benefits of keeping client galleries public like this, or at least accessible this way, and then this one is password protected. But what do you guys think? Just curious what you guys think on there. Okay, let's go check out the sport events. So we got some really cool feedback on YouTube really quick. So Lynn says, do a blog on seniors preparation for a photo shoot. That's a nice idea. Doug said he just wrote a blog post of how the sun lines up the east and west streets in his city. It happens twice a year. Wow. Nice. Really cool blog post ideas. Great information, you guys. Definitely something for like senior preparation. What to wear. Think about this. So if you haven't done any shoots because of COVID, think about the types of clients that you have or that you want, and what kind of information would they be searching for to maybe start getting ideas for a shoot, right? Maybe you could do a blog post on the best place in your area for senior portraits and just talk about a couple of the places, or your top 5 favorite places to do senior portraits. My top 5 landscape or places to grab a photo of the sunset in your area. For sporting events, maybe you could talk about must-haves when you're going to a sporting event or something like that. So lots of things. Doesn't just have to be about your photography. It can be about anything that your potential client would be searching for, because that's what you're trying to create, is a way to get people to come to your site. And so thinking about other things that your potential client is looking for, right? Again, top 5 places for senior portraits, favorite poses for senior portraits, how to prepare for your senior portrait session, what to wear, different things like that. That's all going to be information that's going to be super helpful to your clients, but it's also going to help them discover your site by coming up on those blog posts. Okay, let's see. Let's check out your about page really quick. All right, nice about photo. Looks great. You talk about, let's see, photographer loves, enjoys capturing unique moments and rituals. talk about your style, your blend, you've been married, treasured your family. So nicely done. Your blog post definitely has some personal insight, which is one of the things that I look for. I look for personal insight in the about page. So many times I see an about page that is kind of like a list of accomplishments, or I do this type of photography, I've won these awards, and I am this and I am that, as far as very, very cut and dry professional. And not that there's anything wrong with that. I just know that I like to see things that gives me personal insight, because when I'm hiring professional people, whether it's somebody to do a roof or a roof, or roof. I just said roof. I think that's my Oklahoma coming out. But whatever it is, right? One of the things that the internet has given us the capabilities of doing is not just hiring people because they have this long line of credentials, but also hiring people because we think that we're going to like them, right? Think about Uber. Think about all the different services like that. Think about Airbnb, where you can do, you can look and you can learn about your host, and you can see reviews, and you can say, oh, I got to like this host. Is this somebody that I'm going to get along with? Think about those things when you're writing your about message. That's super important to put those personal insights in there, so that now that we've seen your photography, we're like, yes, he does. Carlos does great photography. Are we going to like Carlos? Are we going to get along with him? That's what the about page should answer, in my opinion. What do you guys think in chat, though? Definitely let me know in chat. All right, let's see. We got like 18 seconds left. Let's see what your booking page does really quick. Nice. Okay, so this is a custom page. It looks like you have set up and linked to a booking service in here. Very nicely done. Lots of good images in here, or not images, information in here. You could definitely maybe show a little thumbnail of each type of service there, maybe something like that. Also, think about Book Me as well, because you can have that book a session button, as we saw on an earlier site, hovering over your entire website, kind of down at the bottom, to let people book a session. But really nice site, a lot of good information, a lot of beautiful photos, just those few things that I would think about that I mentioned there. All right, let me stop my timer here. I did stop the timer, but let me do that. And let me go ahead and stop the screen share. Unfortunately, guys, we are out of time. I do want to say thank you so much to everybody who hung out with us today. I didn't see who won the giveaway, but congratulations to you guys. You guys are going to have $25. Both whoever won on Zoom and whoever won on YouTube, you guys are going to have $25 coming your way from Zenfolio in your account. So look out for that. We're going to send you an email and let you know. Don't forget Site Review Tuesday. Don't forget Zenfolio Live is going to be coming up this Thursday. It starts at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And hey, if you're not subscribed to our channel, make sure you click that subscribe button so you get those notifications when we go live. Also, if you want to join us on Zoom instead of hanging out on YouTube, either way is fine. But when you register for the Zoom link, you also get email reminders as well. So if you're on YouTube, the links to register is in the description below the video. Again, thank you so much to everybody who hung out with me today. Let's see. On Zoom, we've got Belinda, Brandy, Carlos, Eduardo, Jacob, and Man Up. Out on YouTube, we've got Corey Woods. Hey, Corey, thanks for jumping on here. Carolyn, Lynn, Doug, Jennifer. Let's see who else is out there. Home Phone was out there. Craigslist, Michael B. All of you guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I'll see you guys again this Thursday for Zenfolio Live. Until then, make sure that you guys have a safe and wonderful rest of your week. And I'll see you guys on Thursday.